I'd like to get a little bit better understanding of the audience. I can help craft my presentation accordingly. Who in here is currently selling on Amazon? Okay, so most 3/4 of the people. And of those selling on Amazon, who would identify as like a brand owner or a private label seller? Most of you guys. And what about like resellers? 1, 2. All right, cool. Because I had planned most of my presentation around finding new products to sell for private label sellers or for brand owners, so that works out perfect. So if you're not familiar with me, I'm Greg Mercer. I'm the founder and CEO of Jungle Scout, which is a software product to help Amazon sellers find profitable opportunities on Amazon. I'm also an Amazon seller. I started selling on Amazon in 2012. I've personally sold well into 8 figures on Amazon. I'm pretty familiar with the platform. Everything that I do, eat, breathe, sleep, work, has to revolve around Amazon, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about it. So throughout this presentation, I'm going to give you a number of different ways to spot opportunities that are working well today. So I currently am still launching products on Amazon. We have about 200,000 customers, and I work with a lot of them, helping them launch products on Amazon, and I have a pretty good understanding of what's working well today on Amazon. In comparison, like launching products when I started in 2012 was very much different. I could spot, or I could be super lackadaisical. It seemed like just about anything I was launching was working well. And today, like with increased competition, we have to be a little bit more data-driven and a little bit smart about the different products and opportunities that we want to sell. So I'm going to start off talking a little bit about where I see a lot of people fail. So these would be like when they try to launch new products, and we heard a little bit about some of these in like the last presentation, but with proper product research and understanding the data, you can really minimize your chances of failure and really increase your chances of success. So the biggest problem, or the biggest area that I see people fail at when they launch new products is just a lack of demand on Amazon. And I hear this from a lot of people, and what happens is like, hey, I want to sell this product on Amazon because I was looking for it on Amazon and I couldn't find it. Or my mom was looking for it and she couldn't find it. Or my friend said he was looking for it on Amazon and he couldn't find it, or whatever else. So like, I'm sure this is going to be a grand slam because I want this and I couldn't find it on there. And the truth of the matter is that's a very risky thing to do. Every once in a while that might work out, but what I recommend, what I do, is just to sell products on Amazon that people are already buying. And that might seem kind of obvious, but I see a lot of people not do this and try to like sell new products that like no one else is buying. And it's a hard platform to bring exposure to new products. People who like make inventions or whatever else, they can do marketing about like bringing exposure and education around these new products that don't yet exist. But trying to do that on Amazon is very difficult to do, because 9 out of 10 shoppers on Amazon, they go to the search bar, they type in what they're looking for, and like they purchase it. So it's a poor platform to try to educate customers on like new products or new types of opportunities, all right? So when I started in 2012, it was very hard to figure out what the demand was, all these products, or how well these products were selling on Amazon. Nowadays, that's super easy with tools like Jungle Scout. They're pretty darn accurate in telling you how many units are being sold on a monthly basis for any product on Amazon. So there's no excuse anymore to not understand what's selling well on Amazon. We even have a free tool at junglescout.com/estimator. You can go in there, you can plug in the bestsellers rank, and you can have a pretty good idea of how well these different products are selling. The next biggest reason I see products fail when they're launched on Amazon is it's just too competitive. And again, to some of you guys, this seems pretty obvious, but there's some fairly easy ways to gauge competition on Amazon. One is the number of reviews that your competitors have. So if you want one of the products I sell are bamboo marshmallow sticks, if I wanted to gauge the competition for bamboo marshmallow sticks, I would just search it on Amazon. One of the good ways is the number of reviews. This is a good indicator of the competition level for a number of reasons. One is it's just a gauge of how long these listings have been on Amazon. If it has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 reviews, whatever else, that means this listing's been on Amazon for a long time. And we have proof that like the A9 algorithm prefers listings that have been on Amazon longer. It's one of the factors that's taken into account. So not only is it a good indicator of how long it's been on Amazon, but it's also obviously just how much social proof that particular listing has. If you see two identical products, one listing has 100 reviews, the other one only has 3 reviews, you're probably gonna buy the one with 100 reviews, okay? So again, this is a great indicator of the overall competition. So like when I'm searching for that, if all your competitors have like hundreds and thousands of reviews, that's a very competitive niche. Instead, you should be looking for things that a lot of the listings, let's say 3, 4 in the top 10, like have under like 50 reviews. That would be something that I would consider not very competitive, okay? And the other one that, the other reason that a lot of these products fail is just lack of differentiation. And it's the same thing, you know, like if you go on Amazon right now and you search like garlic press, that like whole page of first results, it just looks like the same thing. It's like the same garlic press, they have the same picture, same thing if you search like yoga mats or whatever else. That's a very difficult area to compete in. Same thing, they'll have like lots of reviews. So instead, you wanna be looking for these opportunities that when you search it, let's say we're search for hooded baby towel. Ideally, when I search that in the results, there's A, not a lot of reviews, and B, a lot of products that aren't my seed search term. So if I go on Amazon and I search for hooded baby towel, and you know, like the first 3, 5, 7 products like hooded baby towels, that's fine. But hopefully after that, they start showing like bath towels or hand towels or whatever else. Like they have to start showing results that are no longer like highly relevant to my input keyword. That'd be a good indicator that it's not very competitive, okay? So yeah, you wanna be able to differentiate on those. And we're gonna go into a little bit deeper about like how to spot these different opportunities. All right, so you may have been able to pick up this already, but I am a huge fan of using data to make your decisions as opposed to like your gut feelings or whatever else you use to make decisions on Amazon. It's very easy nowadays to make data-based decisions, to use the data to determine what's selling well, what's competitive, and I highly recommend that you use this to form your strategy. So some of the people in the room, you know, you probably have like this like cohesive brand that sells lots of similar products, and that's fine. But if you're planning on using Amazon for your main sales channel, which I do and I recommend, then it usually makes sense, or what I would recommend is for you to sell the products that fit into these categories as opposed to just would work well in that product line. This is a little bit unconventional thinking for a lot of people because a lot of people say on Amazon have like e-commerce backgrounds or brick and mortar store backgrounds or whatever else. And if you have like a brick and mortar store, you know, you want to sell, let's say you're selling like bars of soaps and lotions and whatever else. So it's like this nice like cohesive product line that all seems like it goes together. And when they walk in the store, they expect it. Or same thing like in an e-commerce store, maybe you specialize in baseball gear. So you're selling like all baseball gear. Well, in my opinion, like, if you're focused on Amazon, that's kind of an old school thinking. You don't have to like hold on to that thinking anymore where you have like this cohesive product line. Because people aren't going on Amazon searching for your brand. People are going on Amazon, they're searching for whatever product they're looking for, and then a combination of what has the best reviews at the best price and like best fits their needs, that's what they're purchasing, okay? So who really cares if you're now selling the bar of soap and the baseball glove or whatever else? If those are the good opportunities on Amazon, then that's what I would sell if I was you. So right now I have about 250 SKUs on Amazon, and it's literally just a whole mixed match of stuff. I have like furniture, and I have towels, and I have whatever else. And even if I'm selling like this chair right here, I don't feel obligated to sell like another similar chair or the table to go with it, because I know people on Amazon, they're going there, they're searching for the product they want. They don't care what my brand is anymore. They're just buying it based off price and reviews. So that's the way that I see the really successful, that's the mindset that I now see in most of the really successful Amazon sellers that I know, and I would encourage you to start to adopt or start thinking about that mindset as opposed to kind of more of an old school mindset. So I'm gonna give you like 3 different opportunities. These are sorry, 3 different kind of research methods that I'm using today to launch new products to sell. And I think these are the 3 that are like most effective in the modern day Amazon ecosystem and competitive landscape. So the first one is big demand with bad reviews. So we already talked about this earlier, but now we know what the demand is on Amazon. We know how well these different listings sell on Amazon, how many units are being sold per month. So gauging demand or gauging sales on Amazon is pretty easy to do now. So the opportunities that are selling really well, even though they get poor reviews, are a great opportunity for you guys to sell, especially, and this is focused again on the brand owners and the private label sellers and the people manufacturing their own products. Because when I see opportunities like this is a patio thermometer. It's selling quite a few, 660 units per month, and it has 3.3 out of 5 stars. This is a great indicator to me, a great gauge to me that people are really interested in purchasing this product, even though it's a really crappy product, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys buy anything on Amazon that gets like 3.3 stars? No, I don't think I ever have bought anything less than 4 stars. So the fact that this is selling 20 units a day, even though it has really bad reviews, this is an awesome indicator that people really want this and are willing to buy it even though it has poor reviews. So most of the products that I launched, I started off with this one because this is my favorite. Most of the products that I now launch I find opportunities like this and I make improvements on them. So if you read the bad reviews for this particular thermometer, I forget exactly, I think the front of the glass or whatever it is starts to crack. And like a lot of them have been damaged in shipment. So there's not even necessarily really a problem with this product. There's a problem with the packaging, right? So that's like a really easy thing to fix. You work with the factory, you get like a nicer styrofoam around the product and a nicer box or whatever so that it holds up to the shipping a little bit better. And we already have proof that people are buying these like crazy even though that they get really poor reviews, right? So that's now how I'm thinking about it. And most of these modifications are pretty easy to make when working with the factories. Like, I'm not an inventor. I don't give them like what I would think of as like proper technical drawings or anything else. I literally just like communicate with like taking pictures like this and pointing arrows or just through email that like, hey, I'm looking for better packaging, or hey, I need this in a different color, or hey, I want a little bit thicker material, and just kind of like work with them to make those different changes. Another example, 2.5 out of 5 stars. This one's selling 1,300 units per month. This puts like little grommets in, there's probably grommets at the top of this thing right here. So again, great indicators of this, right? And it's amazing that these can sell so well even though they get rated so poorly. So, these are the types of opportunities that are relatively easy to find and then you can improve upon. Does anyone in here use Jungle Scout? All right, sweet. So core to you guys. So if you're using the Jungle Scout product database, you can of course like just go in and put these filters in there. So you can say like, hey, show me all the products on Amazon that sell at least 1,000 units a month, even though they have less than 2.5 stars. Of course, you can also just search Amazon manually to find these. It's just gonna take quite a bit longer. All right, so another opportunity that I do and works really well are items that are selling really well, even though they have really bad listings. So it's different than really bad review ratings, right? So what I mean when I say this is, again, we know how to figure out demand, but it amazes me that there's still products on Amazon that are selling so well, even though they have really crappy listings. So like this one, for example, I guess this one has 2 images, but this is its title, right? 1 gallon glass jug. That's a terrible title. There's only a few bullet points. There's not very many keywords in this listing. There's not very many keywords in this title. They only have 2 images. And this one's 1,400 units per month. So same thing. This is like great proof to us that people want to purchase these products and literally just selling the same thing with a much better listing, I'm sure you could take away the majority of the sales for this particular listing. It's been up a while with 400 reviews, but after you start getting a few reviews, it'd be pretty easy to take away a lot of the sales from this particular listing. Another example, this thing's selling about 1,000 units per month, and again, this is just a terrible listing. There's only one picture, there's one bullet point. It actually does get good reviews, but this thing has to be hard to find. Its title is Sushi Mold with like the number. But besides searching for sushi mold, they're probably not indexed for like any other keywords, which is amazing that they're still selling like 1,000 units per month. So again, you find opportunities like this, and there's still quite a few of these on Amazon, and these are really good opportunities for us as Amazon sellers to sell something very similar and just make it, and if nothing else, you could just make the listing a lot better, like nice images, lifestyle images, better, like I don't even really know what's in this packaging, to be honest. So, just like better images, showing what's inside the packaging, showing how it works. You could probably charge twice as much money with just a much better listing and take away a lot of the sales from this particular listing. So this is another good opportunity. So opportunity one is probably my favorite. You find the ones with the bad reviews and make actual improvements on the products. If you don't want to do that, the second type is to find things that are selling well that just have really bad listings. And the third opportunity that I want to talk about, like the third research strategy, is being kind of like early to market. So this still is a pretty good strategy on Amazon, but it's a little bit harder than the first two. And when you're the first one to market, you have the most sales history on your listing. You start ranking, getting the reviews the earliest, and on these like really kind of like new products, like new opportunities, you can get a lot of sales really quickly, especially in the early days. So a good way to find these products is, a good way to find opportunities that you can then vet would be things that are selling really well, even though they have a very low number of reviews. So if a product sold like 500 or 1,000 units in the past month, even though they only have like 5 or 10 reviews, that signifies to me that it's like, wow, how'd they get all those reviews so quickly, even though they've only like racked up a few reviews? And then a lot of these some of these are like early trends. So this is what you would have seen in like selfie sticks and fidget spinners and whatever else. And some of these kind of like stand the test of time a little bit better than others. But that's how you can start to look at them. After you've done that, Google Trends is a really good free resource to then figure out, like how it's been trending. And then you can figure out, it's like, if you look at like the beginning of fidget spinners or selfie sticks or whatever else, you start to see that, like you start to see it's like pretty much flat, and then like kind of really starts to take off. So I just did some searching around. All these examples I'm showing you were from yesterday. This one, these are face masks that people wear, like I think usually before they go to bed. And these have been around for a long time, but I think just recently these have become like a lot more popular. Kind of Google Trends backs that up a little bit. I've seen these on my Instagram a lot lately. And this would be like example of this particular product, about 850 sales in the past month, even though they only have 3 reviews. This, I imagine like something like these face masks, this would probably stand the test of time a little bit better than fidget spinners or maybe selfie sticks. I don't know. No one really knows that for sure. But this is another really good product research opportunity to like look for these types of products that are just starting to take off and kind of like have that early mover advantage in the market. And that is it for my presentation. I want to leave you with kind of like one last little thought, and that is particularly on Amazon. I love to talk about optimizing my listings. I love running split tests and kind of like reporting on that data. But at the end of the day, the easiest way to scale up your business as an Amazon seller is to add more SKUs. It's much easier adding more products and trying to squeeze out that last like extra 3% of sales from like optimization. Just like setting up a well-crafted listing with a good opportunity, that gets you kind of like 90% of the way there without a whole lot of the effort. So if you're thinking about, how you guys in this room can go home and start to scale up your businesses, that's what I would recommend you thinking about. It's like, what additional SKUs can you add to your catalog? So that's it. I will be, like they said, during lunch, I'm going to be out near this fireplace, chatting with you guys, answering any questions that you have. Feel free to come out, ask me stuff. I'd love to talk to you. It doesn't have to just be about product research. I love all things Amazon, so feel free to chat with me. And we probably have time for a few questions. Do we? Yeah? All right. Questions, anyone? Sure. Good question. Jungle Scout is a software as a service, so we don't provide any services in the form of like consulting or anything like that to sell it. Yeah, it's a software product to use.
Okay, so it's always a subscription.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Sure.
So you don't actually have a website for any of your products. So in other words, when you ship out a dog brush or whatever, you don't put anything like a lanyard in there, a little extra something, or a paper flyer on your website. Are you allowed by Amazon to do something like that? So it takes them to your actual website that's outside of Amazon?
Yeah, good question. So the question was, I guess, like, A, do I have a website? And B, do I put any type of product insert or anything else to try to get these customers back to my website? I do have websites for some of my products, but I actually think it's a waste of time. And I have, and sometimes I do put product inserts that ask them to go to my website to either be entered for a future discount or warranty or anything else to collect emails for a customer list. And I am kind of like the minority in this thinking. Most people don't agree with me here, but I'm not doing any of that stuff anymore. I think current websites now are old school. I think they're gonna go out of business just like Walmart took over all the brick and mortar mom and pop shops. So I'm solely just focused on Amazon now. My opinion, that's where the future is, and that's what I think most people don't understand the opportunity cost of like their time spending working on their own websites and driving traffic there and everything else when they could just be using all that brain power on Amazon. But that's just my opinion. Yep.
You mentioned seeing that face mask on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you think leveraging social media as an Amazon seller to drive traffic to your listings is worthwhile?
I think it can be. I am a big fan of influencer marketing. Especially like with the software and everything else, that's like a marketing channel that I think does work really well. Some products are more suited to it than others, I believe, but like depending on your product, it would probably be worth exploring. Yeah. Any other questions, or go ahead?
Okay, so you're not into branding.
No.
So if we're a manufacturer, we have 50 products, there's no sense in putting them under a certain brand. Just throw them all up on Amazon. Don't care about putting them under a certain name where they click on that and it takes them to the other products that are similar to that.
Yeah, good question. So the question was like if I'm a fan of just kind of like branding in general and like putting a whole bunch of products under one brand on Amazon. And again, I think I'm more of like the minority thinking in this. So I understand this might be like a little bit controversial, but the answer to that, in my opinion, is no. So it's my belief that like the reasoning behind kind of like branding in general was, like before the internet, I could go buy, let's say, a Coleman sleeping bag, and I understand there was a certain quality associated with this because I'm familiar with the brand Coleman. Or like Coca-Cola. I could go to any country in the world, and I had like a pretty good understanding of what Coca-Cola tastes like. So to me, as a consumer, that gave me an understanding of what quality or taste or whatever else to expect with this particular brand. I believe that Amazon with their review system has replaced this, and people no longer care about this for most items. There are some exceptions with things that like people care about as far as status symbols and things like that. But like, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to Amazon now, I don't even look at the brand or care about what the brand is. Like if I'm going to like buy glasses on Amazon, I have no idea who makes the glasses at my house. I go on there, I look at the reviews, which I believe that social proof has replaced what brands used to be prior to Amazon. I look at the social proof because I care more about that than what the manufacturer has to say and like the pricing associated with it. So that's why I don't really care about the like creating this like cohesive brand. Sure. You're talking about the badge, right? Yeah, I don't know if there's an exact formula to get that. I'm sure there are algorithms like always kind of like changing and it's tied to a certain keyword, right? So on certain keywords that are like more long tail that would probably specifically relate to your product, it's easier to get it. On broader keywords, it's harder to get it. But same thing, it's probably going to be whoever has like the best conversion rate I can guess that it's probably a combination of the best conversion rate for that particular keyword with the best price, and maybe reviews are factored into that, but that second and third item would probably be factored into the first one, conversion rate. So at the end of the day, Amazon wants to make sales on their platform. They're trying to help people probably gauge which one has the highest conversion rate, is most commonly bought for that keyword. So I don't have any like hacks or tricks necessarily to get that. More so offer like a great product at a great price.